Hey, I decided to do a few things and point out a few things on my haybine here that you guys might not know or might help you in the future if you have one of these. This is a Hesston pt10. It's a pull behind haybine. Um, I was gonna show you, like, on mine. Les Schwab does carry these tires, but they're a specialty tire because of the width on them. They're what are they? They're 165 by 80 R15, but apparently it's specialty. So to get two new tires on your haybine like this is from Les Schwab anyway, is right about $210 for the two tires. And then the hydraulic ram, I know some of them have a stopper that's built in and stops the cylinder, but I don't have that on this one. So I had to use the spacers. You can get these at most any tractor store, like John Deere, New Holland, whatever. And I will set it so when you lower, because this hydraulic cylinder lifts the header up and down when you get to into your rows. And if it goes too far, then it digs in more. And so that's kind of what the stoppers are for, is set it so it goes down to the height you're at and you don't have to mess with the hydraulics at all. Because I have an older case track, or international tractor, I mean, and its hydraulics are kind of iffy on that for perfect. They're not like the new John Deeres nowadays or New Hollands. And one thing is terrible about this, I'll give you a quick thing. When I got this, I had to replace this belt. This is the belt that runs basically the two conditioners. It runs the header on here and all that. And it's kind of a pain. Whoever designed this did a terrible job. You have to undo this bolt, take this hole, and then bolt comes out on the inside up underneath here. You got to pull this pulley out, and then this, you don't have to do anything. You have to take as much tension as you can off here, because this is your tensioner pulley down here. Sorry, it's not super bright here. So you got to loosen tension. Then you can put your belt over this pulley, over the tensioner, and then you can put it here, but you have to put this pulley, you slide it in with the belt on the backside, and then try to fit the bolt. It was a pain to do. And down here, this one's a nightmare to do. Let's see if I can show you. On this, you gotta take this bolt off, you gotta take this weight off, and then there's a lock collar here with an Allen key. You gotta take that out, and then you can pull this whole arm off, but it's very difficult to pull this whole arm off. Once it's off, you can put the belt on, and then you have to reassemble all that. So that is a bad design, but it works. And then, yeah, this is the sickle cutting bar assembly that pushes the sickles to cut the hay back and forth. And then, like, when I got this thing, I'm trying to get you guys an angle so you can see. I guess you can see it there. There's a float spring right there, and these are notorious for breaking. You can get this at Agri Services, and they're about $220 for that spring. And they're not terrible to put in, but there are some videos out there showing how to set them up, so I won't go into depth about that one. And then, yeah, you can see the header. Like me, I know they have a bracket you can get to hook in right here, and you can hold the hoses in place. I don't have that, so for me, I just bungee the hose here, and then when the tractor's hooked up, I bungee the hose there, and that jack will come off, so it's on the way, and the jack will go and sits right beside the hydraulic cylinder. But yeah, and then this, if you ever need to replace this drive shaft, you got to go to a specialty place. They got to order the parts and make these, and I'm sure you can probably buy it complete, but it's over $500 just for that drive shaft alone with the two ends on it. It's ridiculous how much those are. And a jack, if you ever need a jack, the standard Harbor Freight one works just fine. As you can see, I have no issues with it. I always put wood down because it keeps it out of the dirt. Like you can see on my other equipment, I keep wood underneath the jacks and makes them last a little longer and they look better. And then this is set up with rivets one. I never had to change out the sickles. I've heard of some people having to change the sickle guards, but mine with the bolts, as you can see, I got the bolts. I have the original ones, and they all line up, so I didn't have to do anything. The original sickles on here, had rivets, and those are a pain. So I changed them out to the screw type. So if you break it, you just have to undo two nuts, and you can pull the whole sickle off. So I'd recommend definitely doing that. And I got the sickles on Amazon. New Holland wanted, I think, $130 for 25 of these sickles, which I thought was kind of crazy. I went on Amazon and I could buy 50 of these sickles for 130 bucks. And so far, this thing did one cutting it this year, and it's done really good. I've been impressed with them. So yeah, you would have to spend $260 on sickles if you went to like New Holland, or probably somewhere around Sam, I'm guessing, for John Deere. But on Amazon, you can get the packs of 25 for about $60 a pack. So basically, you're spending not even half of what New Holland or John Deere would want for sickles. So if you want to save yourself some money, that is very helpful. I haven't built, I know there's supposed to be a guard on this side. I haven't put a guard on it. I don't know if I'll be keeping this machine or unit or not, but so far I didn't have any problem. You can see a little grass got bound up in the pulleys, but for the most part, it worked basically flawlessly. And so, yeah, hopefully that gives you a little bit of info on some stuff. There's a lot of these parts I found on eBay. You can get a few of the odds and ends, like the chain, some of the pulleys, and other stuff you can get on Amazon, which is surprising, but yes, you can get some of that stuff on there. But yeah, that is the pt10 Hesston hay bind. So it works pretty good. You could probably get away with like a 40 plus horse, 50 horse tractor. Mine's a 95 horse. It's way overkill. I'm at a quarter throttle when I'm running it, and it does pretty good.